Welcome back to season 2 of our Saskatoon Berries expansion franchise right here on Out of the Park Baseball on 3 Up, 3 Down. We have to showcase a little bit more of the merch. Link is down in the description. Yes, the Saskatoon Berries are a real legitimate baseball team kicking off their season here in late May. So we are honoring them by rocking some merch and playing some Out of the Park baseball. We have hit early July in season 2, so we are getting prepared for the amateur draft. We got to update you where we are in the team. We're going to go all the way to the All-Star game as well, so you can see who's rocking the Berries logo at the All-Star game and prepare for the trade deadline, update you on all the goals. Let's get it going. Let's go. So as you can see, we are on July 10th. We are prepared for the first year amateur player draft. We are going to be going through all that fun stuff. But first, we need to update the team. The Berries are struggling. 34-52. We are 18 games back in the division. As we scroll down here, you can see we're ahead of the Oakland Athletics in our division. That's about it. And we're ahead of Oakland and Toronto in the American League, and that's about it. It has been a struggle, but the offense has been pretty good. Santiago Espinal has been a very useful player for us in a bit of a platoon with Kevin Biggio. Justin Foscue has taken a real step forward as our second baseman. He's been very good. On-base percentage isn't great, but he has some slug. Nelson Velasquez has been hurt. He's been playing a little better since he got back, but he's missed most of the first half. Tyler O'Neill, our big offseason signing, really struggled to open the season. He's bouncing back a bit. Josh Naylor, we're going to talk about here. He has been acquired in a trade. We are trying to extend him long-term as well, working on a contract extension. Josh Naylor was acquired in a trade. We sent out Connor Wong. We sent out two prospects in Morales and Zamudio, who were both very highly rated last year and have just fallen off a cliff. And then some filler minor league pitcher that they seem to want. So we have Josh Naylor added to the team. As a Berry, he has played 25 games so far. He's put up a 96 OPS plus, so about league average. He's primarily our DH, though playing a little bit of right field. He brings some pop to us. Blaine Crim is back up as our first baseman. He's having a decent season. Kevin Biggio has played a lot of third base. We need to upgrade third base. We also need to upgrade catcher because Joey Bart has not been great. And Christian Robinson, our Rule 5 pick, along with Justin Foscue, is back. He was out on injury. As you can see on injuries, Brendan McKay is out long-term. Lamont Wade Jr. is hurt. And our star, Everson Arteaga, our rookie shortstop. Check out the numbers the season Arteaga was having. 294 average, 348 on base, 472 slug. He had a 122 OPS plus, 2.9 WAR already at the All-Star game. He's been hurt for just a few days. He's out for about a month. It really sucks to lose him. He's a tremendous defender. The only thing he doesn't have is much speed, but he has the ability to steal some bases as well. He has 9 steals and 2 caught stealing. So this is the player we need to build around. Everson Arteaga has been absolutely fantastic for us. In terms of pitching, yeah, we don't want to look at the pitching. This is where things fall apart. Pepio, 4.21 ERA. David Peterson, ERA over 5. Tony Gonsolin, 5. Kyle Muller is back. He is 0-7 with an ERA over 5. Ross Stripling, a 4.5 ERA. He's probably been our best starter, for being realistic. The bullpen has been abysmal. Urquidy, Suter, Dunning, Modlonsky is a guy we just picked up. Hayden Wisniewski, Josh Fleming, Taylor. Everybody has an ERA around 5. Our bullpen is atrocious. It's not even a joke. I've been trying to upgrade it. I was trying to trade for some players to try and boost this bullpen. We claimed Carmen Mlodzinski, you know how to say it, off of waivers. So he is new to us. I don't think he's pitched more than maybe once or twice for the Berries so far. Actually, he has pitched in 6 games for us and has a 6.14 ERA. Shocking. He's been bad. But we need some bullpen arms. So, yeah, we need to upgrade in the pitching staff severely. Walker Buehler is almost back. That is the one big thing. He will go into the rotation. So that will be a nice step forward for us. But overall, the organization is really lacking in any pitching. In terms of the minor league teams, at Regina AAA, they've been bad, but not as bad as last year. We have some players making some progress. Tyler Robertson is progressing. Lenyon Sosa, I think after the trade deadline, is going to be up with the team. He's been above league average with the Red Sox at AAA. He's been playing very well. I expect to bring him up, probably play him at second base or maybe third base, depending on the situation here. So Lenyon Sosa, I hope to have up after the trade deadline. And Jake Rogers is a player we signed just for some depth, but he's been absolutely phenomenal, crushing it in AAA. So we may bring him up to help out with Joey Bart in the catching department as well. Jacob Marcy, one of our big prospects, has been hurt. He's missed a lot of time. Brennan Davis has just been bad. Their pitching has been awful. We have picked up really excited Jack Leiter off of waivers as well. So in AAA with us, he has 1 start, 2.79 ERA. Actually, make that 3 starts. 19 innings, a 2.79 ERA for Jack Leiter. So we're going to leave him in AAA for a little bit, see if he can figure out. He is a very exciting pickup for us off of waivers. He's about the only guy who's doing anything for us. The bullpen, everything is abysmal. We need to really improve our pitching in every level of our organization. And as you can see, the AA team is bad, 23-58. Nobody really standing out there. We don't really have a bunch of noteworthy prospects there, other than maybe Nerwillian Cerdano, who's kind of progressing this year, his first year in AA. At high A ball, they are absolutely abysmal. I don't know what to do anymore. It's all minor league free agent players here, though. There's nobody that we've really drafted. There's nobody of note really at high A ball, so we're not really concerned of how well they're doing. 57s in A ball are really bad as well. Again, not much to note. Cole Mathis is the one guy. He is a two-way player. His pitching has been lackluster in 81 ERA plus, but he has been a very good hitter, 141 OPS plus. So maybe there's a chance for Cole Mathis to develop as a hitter more than as a pitcher, but we'll see how his development kind of goes. We'll still have him doing both. Theo Gillen was a draft pick from last year. He's really struggled. So it's just kind of finding the right place for these guys to develop. We're kind of really learning still at the lower minor leagues. And then the Mavericks at rookie ball have been really bad. They're really young, unfortunately, trying to figure them out as well. We have a bunch of guys that are kind of two-way players as well. Casey Evans was a draft pick from last year. So I'm really going to try and avoid a bunch of these two-way players in the draft, I think, this year, and focus on players who really have their position figured out. David Montmayor was our big-time signing in the offseason in terms of an international amateur free agent. His potential is to a 76 now. He's been really bad, but he's only 17. I have made some mistakes here. I understand this. We have to really wait until a player is 18 or so before we move him out of the international complex. So I'm learning that piece as we kind of go along here and making some improvements. In terms of review from our goals, our team wants to play 500 ball. Our owner's going, what part of this do we not understand? Hopefully we can make a run in the second half. We need to upgrade second base. Justin Foscue is definitely helping us in that regard, so our owner's pretty happy. The attendance is improving. We need to continue to work on it, but it is getting better, so they're pretty happy there. We're still looking for that top 20 prospect. Montmayor is fitting into that right now, so hopefully we can add another one in the draft. And we're trying to really work on building up our farm system. I think this trade deadline is something we really need to focus on. We need to move out some of the junk that we have and acquire anything in terms of building our minor league system. We know the major league team needs to rebuild. We're going to focus on that in the offseason, probably through some free agency. We need to get some more starting pitching, really any pitching to help this team. There are your top 10 prospects in baseball. Looking at us, we are the number 18 ranked organization. So that's a step up. Montmayor is our number 16 guy, and Demario Felitis was a player we found through scouting. He is still at the international complex. He's a very highly regarded prospect as a starting pitcher, but he is only 16 years old, so he's going to be quite a few years away. So our prospect system is very young. So that brings us to the second ever amateur draft for the Berries. We have the number 5 pick, 20 rounds of draft. In terms of draft order, we have the number 5 pick. We moved up, so we have a little bit of extra money to play with here. There is our mock draft has us taking third baseman Brady Ebel. I will tell you right now, we are really going to try and focus on starting pitching as well as infield positions. We drafted a bunch of outfielders last year. We're going to kind of let that play out a little bit. We were really trying to focus on finding some quality starting pitching as well as some quality catching and middle of the infield type players, including third base. Second, third, short is going to be our main focus. So that will help us guide us through this draft. So let's jump into it. Let's get the first year player draft going and see what we can do as the Berries to add talent to our organization. So there you can see the top 4 picks. Ethan Holiday out of high school third base and went to the Portland Beavers. Starter Seth Hernandez to Oakland. a center fielder to the Miami Marlins, and another shortstop to the Rockies. So it is our time to pick. We've been looking along everything we've been looking at, trying to find who is the best fit for us. And looking at this, you'll see I've noted some players default shortlist for us. So we have some players we've shortlisted. Marcos Paz is someone I'm really, really interested in as a starter. Brady Ebel was the player we were projected to take, who has 65 potential as a third baseman. So here's the thing. We're going to draft Brady Ebel because in the mock draft, it had Marcos Paz falling to us in the second round. So we are going to hope that that's going to happen. Hopefully his contract demands scare people away. Ebel is that player who's going to be very good potential, solid contact hitter, tremendous power potential, a decent enough third baseman, decent enough speed at third base. So I think he fits very well for us. He's easy signability, and that allows us to save some money. Hopefully people are scared off and we can draft Marcos Paz in the second round. So that's the plan. We're going number 1 pick, Brady Ebel. And unfortunately has not worked out for us. Marcos Paz is drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. That really hurt. Another player we're looking at, Cruz Schoolcraft, was drafted just before us by the Portland Beavers. So we've kind of lost out on some players here, but there are some starters we've made note of. So we're going to take a look at some of them. So with our second pick, we are going to take starter Miguel Syme Jr. Look at this stuff potential here. This is what I'm looking at. Maybe not the best movement. He's going to give up some home runs and whatnot. He still needs to work on his control, but the potential here, fastball, curveball, changeup, all 80 grade in the fastball and curveball. He does hit some as well. Not as much interested in that, but this is a power pitcher, potential lights out starter. So we are going to draft Miguel Syme Jr. He's looking for slot money, which is very good for us as well. They say he's going to be extremely hard to sign, but I'm not worried about that. We will go over slot if we needed because we can draft Miguel Syme Jr. That brings us to our number 3 round pick. We're going to take Alexander Mercurius. Again, another high quality fastball, slider, curveball, very good changeup. I love the potential there. Again, control could be an issue, but everything else looks very good for the third rounder. Alexander Mercurius is going to be our number 3 pick. He is extremely hard for us to sign, but I'm not worried about that. We will meet these financial obligations and hopefully add him as another starter to our organization. And a number 4 pick here that leaves us with a lot of players that are off our short list, are gone. So we're kind of floating around a little bit and trying to see who we can add. We're going to add starter Vaughn Necker. He's been available for quite a while. He has a very high potential. Another fastball, curveball, changeup, cutter guy. The cutter isn't very good yet. A lot of stuff. Control, again, is going to be an issue. So we're going to have to work on this in the lab with some of these guys. But Vaughn Necker, I think, is going to be tough to sign, but I don't think it's impossible given where we're looking here. So Vaughn Necker, we're adding another high-end starter to our organization, a high school player. So at this point, I think I have to draft someone who's going to be a little easier to sign in terms of our budget space. And we're going to add catcher Adonis Guzman, who's a very easy sign player. Tremendous arms and defense as a catcher. Solid enough, kind of average contact, average power. Hopefully he can develop a bit as a hitter, but we definitely like the ability of the arm and the framing and defensive catcher. We need to add some catchers, so Adonis Guzman makes a lot of sense. A very easy sign player as well. So number 5 pick, Adonis Guzman. So if I'm not mistaken, now that takes us out of the players that we have budgeted against. So once we're in round 6, we can just look for best talent available in a lot of ways and see if we can kind of sign these players as we go along. We're going to add another catcher and catcher Cal Miller, who has solid defense as well. A little bit better hitter, not as much power maybe as Guzman, but definitely a solid catcher overall. We still need to improve that position. So Cal Miller is a catcher we're going to add in round 6. Keeping with the starting pitcher theme, we're going to add starter Mitch Voigt here in round 7. Another starter to add to the organization. Number 8 round, we're going to take shortstop Diego Velasquez. Solid hitter, very good defender. Add another shortstop, some talent in that minor league organization up the middle. Another shortstop in round 9, Giovanni Colasante. He is a very fast shortstop, solid enough, kind of average hitter, but solid defender. And that's what we're looking to add in this organization, keeping a little defense in mind as well. Another starter in round 10, Parker Coyle is going to be the added player, another starter to add to the team. We're going to add a little power potential with first baseman Cameron Ruzilia in round 11. Very high-end power hitter. Contact is a severe question, but we will add and hope that we can add a little bit in that round 11 draft pick. Some more speed and defense in round 12 with shortstop Xavier Esker. Our first outfielder comes in round 13. Outfielder Yahir Ortiz, definite speed, definite defense, and contact hitter. Continuing the shortstop, starter theme shortstop Henry Kazmer in round 14, another really speedy player. Raleigh Hector is another easy add as a starter for us in round 15. And he's followed in round 16 by starter Dawson Coe. Catcher Xander Bushin in round 17, a player who plays all over. Yes, he's a catcher, but he plays multiple positions. And in our last 3 picks, we're just going to take the top reliever available in terms of potential. We add a little bit of depth that way. Other than that, I'm not going to get too far into it. So there you have it. We have made our way through all 20 rounds of the season 2 amateur draft. So let's take a look and see who's our top 5 and how much money they're going to want. So there you see the players that we need to go negotiate with, what their demands are. We're looking at slot value for Ebel. Miguel Syme Jr. really wants a lot of money, so that's going to cause a bit of a problem for us. But thank you for saving some on Adonis Guzman. And we have some demands further down here by 0 slots from Cal Miller and Diego Velasquez, who we took in the 6th and 8th round. High school guys. We'll see if we can get them signed. We're going to negotiate as best as we can to make up for what we lost out on last year. I really want to get Ebel and Syme signed. I think our top 5 have to be our focus. If we miss out on the 2 guys in the high schoolers from the 6th and 8th round, that is going to be okay. But there you have our draft. There's the top players that we're going to try and sign. And yeah, we'll see where we pick up, and we'll make our way to the All-Star game. The All-Star rosters have been announced, so we've been waiting for to see who is on the All-Star team from the Berries. Let's take a look and see if we can find absolutely anybody on this team. We have, I don't know how, Kevin Biggio is an all-star. Okay, I don't know how, but he is. Kevin Biggio has made the all-star team here. I was thinking to cut bait with him at the trade deadline. Hey, that helps his value a little bit. We can trade him for a little bit more. Not entirely shocking. That is our only all-star is going to be third baseman Kevin Biggio. I really think Averson Ortega would have been an all-star over Zach Neto in particular. But with the injury, he's unavailable, so that really hurts. There is your National League All-Stars. If you want to see those as well. In terms of the prospect game as well, from the Berries, David Montmayor is on the prospect team. He is our highest ranked prospect, playing at rookie ball. We'll see if he's probably going to last there a little while. And Jacob Marcy has made it as well. The AAA center fielder who we acquired, who's been hurt a lot of this year, has had some struggles, but it's very good to see he is starting to bounce back a little bit and has made the prospect team. So Montmayor and Marcy will represent the Berries at the prospect game. We have made a few contract offers to our draft pick. Number 1 pick, Brady Abel, the third baseman. Take a look at here. Solid contact, solid power, solid defense. He's solid all around. He is going to start at Medicine Hat. Brady Abel, our number 1 pick, has signed for slot value as we try to negotiate our way through that process. But our number 1 pick is signed and ready to go this year. Walker Buehler is now healthy for us as well. So that is a huge news for us. So we can move a player out and activate Walker Buehler into our starting rotation. So there you have it. Walker Buehler is going to fit into a rotation. We'll move Kyle Muller to the bullpen for now. The lineup is going to look a lot better once Ortega is back. He's only a week away. In terms of the All-Star game, we are just getting going. Mason Martin, the big prospect for the Angels, has won the home run derby. And Miguel Syme Jr. is not satisfied with our dollar amount for his offer, our draft pick. So we're going to have to look at bumping that up a little bit for him. Hopefully we can get him signed. He was our number 2 pick. He is a big part of this. So we're probably going to have to meet his demands. So the National League has defeated the American League 6-0 on the back of Ronald Acuna Jr. in the All-Star game. So there you have it. We have made it through the All-Star game. We are preparing for the trade deadline now. As you can see, there are already trades starting to be made. So we're going to be setting ourselves up for the trade deadline. I think we've had a very good draft. We have some negotiations that we need to do here. Again, especially with Miguel Syme, we're probably have to meet that $4.6 million offer. I don't want to miss out on him. I think we have to meet that demand. We have a couple lower pending offers to try and save a little money as well. I don't know about Vaughn Neckar. He's a solid player. We'll see if we can get him signed. He's kind of a high slot one as well. But there you have it. We have made our way through the amateur draft. We were preparing for our next episode with the trade deadline, and we'll take ourselves right through to the end of the season and see how we finish season 2. Right now, the Berries entered the second half is 35-54, definitely rebuilding, needing to boost that farm system. And in terms of our goals, we still need to improve at second base. Hopefully, Justin Foscue can have a good second half, and we need to bring the crowd back. Although our minor league system, you see, has jumped all the way to 15th. So that is a huge step forward for the team. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure you comment, Go Berries Go. If you are loving this, go check out the Saskatoon Berries merch. The link will be down in the description below. If you're into this series and you want to support some local baseball right here in my home province, I would greatly appreciate it. I know they greatly appreciate it too. Till next time, take care, everyone.